Hello there and welcome to the update. I'm Heidi Tiltons. The Prime Minister says the federal budget is all about securing Australia's future as we emerge from the pandemic. Scott Morrison's told Parliament the government is focused on the recovery.
Mr Speaker, tonight's budget will once again show how we're protecting Australia against the COVID-19 pandemic.
$18 billion is being earmarked for aged care, while the National Disability Insurance Scheme is set for a $17 billion injection. Mental health services are getting an extra $2.3 billion. Most of the funding will be pumped into treatment centres and suicide prevention. Victoria's Chief Health Officer says he has no doubt the Melbourne man who tested positive to COVID-19 picked up the virus through a breach in South Australia's hotel quarantine system. He developed symptoms 4 days after finishing 2 weeks of quarantine in Adelaide after returning from overseas. Professor Brett Sutton says during his quarantine the man was located adjacent to a known COVID case.
I think it's absolutely the case that he's picked it up in quarantine in South Australia, but we'll see what other potential exposures might exist.
More details are emerging after the tragic death of a 13-year-old in South Australia. The boy and 2 others were sleeping in an industrial bin when it was emptied into a garbage truck. Friends have revealed the trio were foster children sleeping rough because they didn't like the home they were in. A man's been rescued from Melbourne's Port Phillip Bay after he jumped from an international oil tanker. The Georgian national is now in quarantine after being found clinging to a navigational marker. One of Jarryd Hayne's supporters, who drew a storm of criticism after spitting in the direction of a rape victim outside Newcastle Courthouse, has been fined for offensive behaviour, and an Aussie bootmaker now plans to go to the highest court in the United States in an attempt to sell his Ugg boots in America. Updating sport, Richmond won't be punishing Daniel Rioli and Shea Bolton after they were hurt in a nightclub fight at the weekend. Mike Hussey needs 2 negative COVID tests before he can join the Aussie cricketers in the Maldives. He's still stranded in a hotel room in India. And Japanese tennis star Naomi Osaka has mixed feelings about the Tokyo Olympics, admitting there are too many lives at risk. In entertainment news, Halsey has won big at the 2021 BMI Pop Awards. She's taken out Songwriter of the Year thanks to her hits Nightmare, Graveyard, Be Kind and You Should Be Sad. NFL star Tom Brady is the latest superstar to jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon. The Super Bowl champion among a host of celebs, including Paris Hilton and Elon Musk, to put laser eyes on their profile pics showing support for the cryptocurrency. And Chance the Rapper is headed to the silver screen. He's releasing a concert film to mark the 5th anniversary of his award-winning mixtape. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team, but we'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of The Update.